Hello and welcome to the Consumo Justo podcast series brought to you by the Consumo Justo project. I am your host Ariana and my name is Axel Ege from Norway, from the Collective Innovation. In this series, we will delve into the world of ethical and local consumption, exploring how our everyday choices from the foods our place to the clothes on our backs can promote fairness, sustainability and community empowerment. So over the coming episodes we will hear from young people about their awareness and practices, uncover inspiring local initiatives, discuss practical tools from youth workers, and finally invite you to the craft of own consumption manifesto for the future. To kick off the podcast series, we are gonna start with Ariana from CETEM about the passionate advocate for the fair consumption. We can start. Ariana, welcome. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm good.
Could you briefly explain yourself? Who are you, and what is your background? At the beginning, what's your name first, and then the brief information about your background and what is your mission in CETEM.
I'm Arianna. I'm actually from Italy, but I'm living in Pamplona now because I'm a volunteer with the European Solidarity Corps program for a year here with CETEM Association, and we are working with different it's working with mostly fair trade topics. I studied communication and I take part of different activities with CETEM.
Yeah, that's cool. So today we are having the seminar according to your host organization from CETEM, right?
Yes.
So can you briefly give information what we are having throughout this seminar and how many days we will have, and what we are having and what we will gain in this seminar?
Yes, we are hosting these 3-day seminars here in Pamplona. So as fair trade as CETEM in the program of Consumo Justo is one that share more the good practices of fair trade and good practices on the sustainability topics. We are hosting different youth workers to share with them different workshops or activities that they could learn and then use in the future with other youth, where to share good practices of food, for example, topic connected to food, how to use clothes in a better way, and some also workshop and activities they could practice.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So the workshop and the seminar started yesterday. So far, can you briefly give some examples what we had in the workshops?
Yesterday we started with some workshop to share. So we did, for example, a chocolate tasting. Because as
chocolate tasting.
Chocolate tasting.
Okay.
So because as fair trade we work a lot with fair trade connected to food. And so we just compare good fair trade chocolate with a normal commercial one, and then a bit learn about the cacao.
How it is produced, how it is until the last step that we buy from the local shop, the process, right?
Exactly, and maybe to check, for example, when you buy chocolate, to check the labels of fair trade, because there are a lot of things behind it. And then we had a workshop about the producing of clothes, so where they come from, so to be more conscious about what we wear, what we use, and our consumption in general. So
do you think that the participants are learning something?
I think so, I hope. And I think it's also a lot of different ways to share these good practices in a not boring way, kind of. So just to like learn it in a more practice way, to like see also, like in Pamplona for example, we're showing like we're eating in local restaurants where they would like pay a lot of attention where the products come from.
So rather than having the fast food and the fast fashion, cool, yeah.
We're really paying attention on that also to see, because for example, now we're gonna eat in a place where they do also other projects, like different activities connected as well with where their food come from. So we're gonna also see that and listen to what they tell us and see their project.
Perfect. So I'm gonna head the conversation into the different perspective, not different perspective, but a kind of like another way of the talking. So can you explain like how in Pamplona, in your city, young people are taking care of the consumption in an ethical way, and like taking care of the fair trade, as you mentioned earlier?
Okay, yes, I think there's like different field where we can see that, and like young people now they're getting more conscious about that. And for example, with SATEM, we organize like some swap parties, so connected to the Clean Clothes campaign also, to share more awareness on that topic. So just to share your clothes and change it with other people, so to give them a new life.
Yeah, this is a good example. I think like it fits also the topic of the Consumo Justo project, like directly. So real cool.
It's a good way. Also, there's like different. For example, for the Consumo Justo, also the main one goal is to get this app for where to get like different practices. About that, we just saw a video where we show different shops of second-hand shops where you can buy clothes or also like just furniture or different objects in Pamplona. So that's also good practice.
You mentioned the application of the Consumo Justo, like in the next step of the project we will have. So can you briefly explain what is the app and what is the purpose of the application?
Okay, yes, we just saw at the start of the application. So the main goal is that in the app you can find like different examples or different documents and activities, examples, workshop, like different resources to learn more and to also teach to other people and share with youth practices of fair trade topics. So like from food to clothes to energy for example.
So all of the elements or like the subjects of the topics, let's say in general, so that we are having in the seminar. So and also implementing throughout the seminar, throughout the workshop, and those elements of the objects is gonna be in the application basically.
Exactly.
To let the young people rethink and also like use and be aware of the topics.
To have different like resources and materials, and then also there's gonna be like a map where like every association or like shops that work like with fair trade or organic product, they can add their location and share, so to people make it easier to see where to get fair trade products or where like to make it easier for people to get these places and resources.
So like in the end of the conversation, like so I'm gonna finish soon the podcast. But first, I'm gonna ask like, why ethical and local consumption is important, and why young people should be aware of.
Okay, I think like nowadays, as youth generation, we see and we heard a lot about like, climate change, for example, and that's a lot connected with fair trade. So and overconsumption, and still. As youth, like even if we are aware of that, like we tend to consume too much and not really like be conscious about some places where we get our food, for example, our clothes, also our energy, or like in everything we consume. So I think that this project can really be helpful to get easier like resources and examples of that.
Okay, so my last question, which is gonna be a kind of like personal opinion, but after this seminar, like the workshop in general, let's say, what would you like to change in your own consumption habits? You have seen a different perspective, different mindsets from the different countries throughout the workshop, throughout the seminar. So I assume that you have gained another perspective of the information, how consumption and the local consumption works in another country. So would you rather to change some habits after this?
I think like with this workshop I learned that like in the topic of energy, for example, I should pay more attention where I get my contracts with like back at my place, for example, and also connected to technology maybe. So where like which brands, where should I buy like my phone, my laptop. And also another field is like my savings. So some banks are better and like ethical banking are better than others. And then these are the three main things. And then of course like food and clothes, you can always be more careful about where you buy your things.
So you also recommend these suggestions to the audience who is listening this podcast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
To be more conscious.
Okay, yes, we have to be more conscious. Yes, so I'm gonna finish our podcast, and thank you for accepting our invitation for the podcast.
Thank you too.
And thank you for your hospitality in the seminar, throughout the workshops, and for your help and guidance. And would like to see in the next step of the project.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.